Welcome to another deep dive into the most extraordinary corners of our planet. Today, we are heading deep into the heart of the Amazon rainforest to meet a creature that seems to have completely ignored the laws of evolution. Meet the Hoatzin. At first glance, it looks like a pheasant that spent too much time in a prehistoric time machine. With its mohawk-like crest and vibrant blue facial skin, this bird is unlike anything else in the sky. But don't let its colorful appearance fool you. It holds secrets that have baffled scientists for centuries. I've always been fascinated by how nature keeps these relics alive, and today we are going to uncover why the Hoatzin is often called a living fossil. It's not just a bird, it's a window into a world that should have vanished millions of years ago. Stick around as we explore the strange biology of the Amazon's most misunderstood resident. The most shocking feature of the Hoatzin isn't visible when they are adults, but rather when they are chicks. Imagine a bird born with claws on its wings. Yes, you heard that right. Hoatzin chicks possess two functional claws on each wing, reminiscent of the ancient Archaeopteryx. When a predator like a snake or a hawk approaches the nest, these tiny chicks don't just sit there. They dive straight into the swamp water below. Once the danger passes, they use those prehistoric claws to literally climb back up the trees and into the safety of the nest. It is a survival mechanism that is unique among modern birds. Watching a tiny bird climb a tree like a lizard is one of the most surreal sights in nature, reminding us that the line between reptiles and birds is much thinner than we often think. Now, let's talk about their diet, because this is where things get even weirder. The Hoatzin is the only bird in the world that eats almost nothing but leaves. But leaves are incredibly difficult to digest because of the cellulose. To handle this, the Hoatzin has evolved a digestive system that is more like a cow's than a bird's. They are foregut fermenters. They have an enormous crop that acts as a fermentation vat, where specialized bacteria break down the tough plant matter. This process is so slow that a Hoatzin might sit still for hours just digesting a single meal. This unique adaptation allows them to occupy a niche that no other bird can, but it comes with a very distinct side effect that gave them their infamous nickname.
Because of that internal fermentation process, the Hoatzin has earned a rather unfortunate title, the stink bird. The chemical reactions happening inside their crop produce a scent very similar to fresh manure or rotting hay. To a human standing nearby, the smell is unmistakable and quite pungent. Interestingly, this foul odor is actually a brilliant defense mechanism. Most predators, including humans, have historically avoided hunting the Hoatzin because their meat tastes and smells absolutely terrible. It's a classic example of nature's irony. Being smelly is exactly what has kept this species from being served on a dinner plate for thousands of years. While other birds are hunted for their plumage or meat, the Hoatzin remains largely undisturbed in its smelly sanctuary.
If you try to look up the Hoatzin's family tree, you'll find a lot of blank spaces. Taxonomists have struggled for decades to figure out where this bird actually belongs. At various times, it has been grouped with cuckoos, pheasants, and even cranes. But genetic testing reveals a startling truth. The Hoatzin is the only surviving member of an entire order of birds called Opisthoconformes. They have been evolving on their own separate path for roughly 64 million years, appearing shortly after the extinction of the non-avian dinosaurs. They are essentially a lineage of one. This genetic isolation makes them one of the most important species for us to study, as they represent a branch of life that has survived against all odds, while all its closest relatives perished.
The Hoatzin doesn't just live anywhere. They are strictly tied to the oxbow lakes and mangrove swamps of the Amazon and Orinoco basins. They are incredibly social birds, usually found in small, noisy groups. They love the water, but despite living right above it, they aren't particularly good flyers. Because their massive digestive system takes up so much space in their chest, their flight muscles are underdeveloped. A Hoatzin flight is usually a clumsy, short flutter from one tree to the next. They are true homebodies, rarely venturing far from the specific stretch of riverbank where they were born. This reliance on a very specific habitat makes them quite vulnerable to environmental changes, yet they have managed to persist in these flooded forests for eons.
Family life for a Hoatzin is a communal affair. They practice what is known as cooperative breeding. Instead of just the parents looking after the chicks, older siblings from previous years often stay behind to help guard the nest and feed the new arrivals. This "it takes a village" approach significantly increases the survival rate of the young. These helpers gain experience in parenting before they eventually head off to start their own families. Watching these groups interact is fascinating. They are constantly vocalizing, making a series of strange grunts, croaks, and hisses to stay in contact. It's a complex social structure that ensures the survival of their unique genes in the predator-heavy environment of the rainforest. If you watch a Hoatzin try to take off, you might think it's struggling. Its flight is heavy and awkward, almost like it's fighting against gravity with every flap. This is because their massive crop, filled with fermenting leaves, can account for up to 25% of their total body weight. Imagine trying to fly while carrying a heavy backpack in your chest. This physical limitation has shaped their entire lifestyle. They don't migrate, they don't chase prey through the air, and they don't engage in high-speed aerial displays. Instead, they've mastered the art of the hop and glide. It's a reminder that evolution doesn't always favor the fastest or the strongest, but rather those who can best adapt to their specific circumstances.
The Amazon is a noisy place, but the Hoatzin has a voice that stands out. They don't sing melodic songs like a nightingale. Instead, they emit a range of bizarre sounds that include wheezing, grunting, and a dry, raspy hiss that sounds like a leaky steam pipe. These vocalizations are used to maintain territory and warn the colony of approaching predators. Interestingly, their calls are often most frequent during the early morning and late afternoon, when the air is cooler. For a researcher in the field, hearing that distinct hiss is the first sign that you are entering Hoatzin territory. It's a prehistoric soundtrack that perfectly matches their archaic appearance, adding to the atmosphere of a world time forgot.
We touched on the chicks diving into the water earlier, but the mechanics of it are truly incredible. When a Hoatzin chick feels threatened, it doesn't hesitate. It drops like a stone into the murky swamp water. Unlike many other birds, these chicks are actually quite proficient swimmers and can stay submerged for a short period to hide from predators. Once the coast is clear, they use their wing claws and strong legs to climb the tangled roots and vines. This amphibious lifestyle is a rare trait among land birds. It shows just how much the Hoatzin has integrated with its watery environment. They have turned a potential hazard, the water, into a safe haven, proving that their survival strategy is as versatile as it is ancient.
Visually, the Hoatzin is a masterpiece of natural design. Their most striking feature is undoubtedly the spiky, fan-like crest of feathers atop their head. When the bird is excited or feeling territorial, it flares this crest, making it look much larger and more intimidating. Combined with the bright blue skin around their deep red eyes, they have an almost regal, if not slightly alien, look. This crest isn't just for show. It plays a role in social signaling within the colony. During the mating season, the vibrancy of these features can indicate the health and vitality of the bird. It's nature's way of ensuring that only the strongest individuals pass on their unique genetic blueprint to the next generation.
Living in the humid Amazon means dealing with intense heat. Hoatzins have developed specific behaviors to regulate their body temperature. You will often see them perched on branches with their wings spread wide, basking in the sun. While this looks like they are preparing for flight, they are actually absorbing heat to aid their slow digestion or drying their feathers after a rainstorm. Because their metabolic rate is relatively low due to their leafy diet, managing their internal temperature through sunbathing is vital. It's a slow-paced lifestyle that mirrors the slow fermentation in their guts. For a man observing them, it's a lesson in patience. Watching these birds simply exist in harmony with the rhythm of the sun.
Despite their clever defenses, the Hoatzin faces many threats.
From large snakes like the anaconda to various birds of prey and even caimans, the Amazon is full of dangers. However, their biggest challenge today is habitat loss. As forests are cleared for agriculture and waterways are polluted, the specific oxbow lakes they depend on are disappearing. Because they aren't great flyers and are so specialized in their diet, they can't simply move to a new area if their home is destroyed. Conservation efforts are crucial to ensure that this 64-million-year-old lineage doesn't come to an end on our watch. They are a bioindicator species. A healthy Hoatzin population usually means a healthy, balanced swamp ecosystem.
When we compare the Hoatzin to fossils of ancient birds, the similarities are hard to ignore. While they aren't direct descendants of dinosaurs any more than a sparrow is, they have retained primitive features that most other birds lost millions of years ago. This makes them a primary subject for evolutionary biologists. By studying how the Hoatzin's wings develop and how their gut functions, scientists can draw parallels to how early avian ancestors might have transitioned from ground-dwelling reptiles to the masters of the sky. Every time I see a Hoatzin, I don't just see a bird. I see a living textbook of biological history, a creature that refused to change when the rest of the world did.
Hoatzins are very particular about where they build their homes. Their nests are usually simple platforms of sticks positioned directly over the water. This is a strategic choice. It allows for the water escape maneuver for the chicks. They are also fiercely territorial during the breeding season. A group will defend its stretch of shoreline from other Hoatzin families with loud displays and aggressive posturing. It's a high-stakes game of real estate where the prize is access to the best leaves and the safest nesting spots. Seeing the coordinated defense of a territory by a whole family group is a testament to the strength of their social bonds and their collective will to survive.
In recent years, AI and creative technologies have revolutionized how we study rare birds like the Hoatzin. Using AI-powered drones and acoustic sensors, researchers can now monitor these birds in the most inaccessible parts of the Amazon without disturbing them. These creative AI ideas allow us to analyze thousands of hours of audio to identify specific calls, or use image recognition to track individual birds over years. This marriage of ancient biology and cutting-edge technology is giving us insights we never thought possible. We are finally beginning to solve the riddles of the Hoatzin's life cycle and migration patterns, all thanks to the power of modern innovation assisting our fieldwork.
For the indigenous people of the Amazon, the Hoatzin is a well-known neighbor with various local names like kanji pheasant or chen-chen. While it isn't usually hunted for food, it holds a place in local folklore and is respected as a permanent fixture of the river. Their presence is a sign of the season's change and the health of the fish-filled lakes. Understanding the cultural context of these birds adds another layer to their mystery. They aren't just scientific curiosities, they are part of the living tapestry of human and animal life in the rainforest. Respecting the traditional knowledge of local tribes often leads researchers to find the best spots for observing these elusive creatures. Even with all our technology, the Hoatzin still holds on to some of its secrets. We still don't fully understand why their claws disappear exactly when they do, or how their gut bacteria are first acquired as chicks. There is so much more to learn about their long-term genetic health and how they might adapt to a warming planet. The Hoatzin reminds us that nature is far more complex than our current textbooks suggest. It challenges our definitions and forces us to look closer at the weird and unusual species. Every discovery leads to 5 more questions, and that is the true beauty of wildlife biology. The mystery never truly ends. As we wrap up our journey into the world of the Hoatzin, it's clear that this bird is a true survivor. It has survived mass extinctions, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the constant threats of the jungle. By being unique, smelly, and perhaps a bit stubborn, the Hoatzin has carved out its own place in history. I hope this deep dive has given you a new appreciation for the weird side of nature. Remember, the world is full of wonders if you know where to look and have the patience to observe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What other living fossils should we explore next? Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious about the wild world around us.